Okay, so in this video, we're going to focus on taking a pass. Now, as I said to you, we're taking a touch, take a touch away. You also do the same thing here. So you can see I'm taking a touch and I'm facing the player and then I'm making a pass. Now you see, this is where things get a bit confusing because if you take a touch going forward and you make a pass going forward, you could lose the ball. Then it becomes to, okay, so how do you get away with it? Because Neil said if I make a pass like this, the angle of failure is so high, you can see I almost lost the ball there. Same thing there, almost lost the ball, got away with it to be honest, because he's not controlling the right player. You can see here, the pass is not going where I actually want it to go. You see, he's actually passing to another player. See that? So it's not actually accurate. Now, if you do this inside your in a final third, you might get away with it. But if you do this in your own box, you will lose the ball 100 times. Again, this example of the player that I'm playing, it's not an elite player because he gives me a bit more time on the ball to actually think about it. The principle is the exact same thing. I do the exact same thing in the elite division. But if, for example, I take a touch backwards and I make it, see like that? I didn't even pass the ball to that player. But you can see, look, even though I go backwards like that, the game doesn't make the most accurate of passes. And that is how people, they lose the ball, is because they make these inaccurate passes. Yes, they can work sometimes. I'm not saying they don't work, but you never want to do it. So how do you take that touch then? So you can do a 90-degree angle. You see that there? Or 45. You see, at least I'm still somewhat facing the play. You see, like here, I'm still at least somewhat facing the play. If I do a through ball here, because there's space in front of me, or if I do a regular X pass, I'm still somewhat facing the player. So you can still take a touch away into a safe area. Like here, can I make a pass to that player down there? No, I can't. Yeah, see that pass that I made? It's a risk that I took in a final third, but sometimes you gotta take that risk. But when you're building up, you don't take any risk. You take a touch away. Can you make a pass to that player? Yes, I can. Take a touch away. Can I make a pass to the player in the middle? No, I can't. So I gotta go around. Do you see that? So if you can't make that pass, I'm facing forward now. Then I take a touch. Again, where did I make that pass? I wasn't really facing him. And to be honest, that was the wrong choice of pass. I probably should never have passed him. It's because the way the defender was positioned. If your opponent's positioned perfectly there, you can't pass the ball to him. Then once you get better, you can take the, it's like here, I can take a touch there, do a through ball. I take a touch away. We're going to do a combination of what we learned last video and this video. Then once you get used to it, you can take a touch here and know exactly what to do. Like here, I'm taking a touch away, keeping the ball safe. Got a bit unlucky there. But I was kind of got away with it because I was kind of facing a player there. Just going to run back here. Get the ball back. Simple. Take a touch away. Bit of it nice. Even a bit of a panic situation here. Just go back to the goalkeeper. You can lob it to the square button. Simple as that. Touch there. Get the ball under control. Went for a bit more power because that player was further away there. You see that? You see that? Tap it here. That was a mistake on my end. Didn't aim that properly. Touch into the space. Not going to panic. See, take a touch away. We could run in the space in front of us, but we're going to stop running before we make the pass. Very control the ball in these very tight areas. Touch into the space. Take a touch forward. Take a touch backwards because we're not too sure here. Nice. Take a touch. Wait. We're going to use a through ball because there's loads of space. Didn't really work out. So we're going to use a through ball again. And then we're going to take a shot across goal. Now you see in that example over there, that's where you'd use something like an L1 trigger. Maybe a bit too elaborate for just this example of gameplay. But you can see how we kept it very, very basic there. What I really want to just to primarily focus on over there is, remember, when we're making that pass, while I just load up into the next game, show another example, you can see we just kept it very, very basic. If the ball was going towards, let's say, a player, so I took that touch. If there was someone next to me, I took that touch. So let's say the ball came towards me, took that touch away into the safe area. Then if I had to make the pass after, at least somewhat faced him, or then I tried to face him completely. Because you tried taking a touch, like for example facing him completely, your opponent could get the ball in time. And that is why it's very much a balancing act of, okay, when do you make the pass? Do you make it earlier? Do you make it later? When you have the ball in your half, there's no excuses because there's loads of players that you have. In your opponent's half, naturally speaking, you're going to have loads of your opponents overloading you, a lot of pressure on the ball also. But there's going to be tighter spaces. And that is why you need to use the left analog stick to give you that space to take a touch away. Again, don't forget this is done even at the most competitive pro level. It's just done fast, and this is why I recommend the co-op camera angle, so you can see absolutely everything. If we go into a game, for example, like here, you can see with the co-op camera angle, we're using co-op camera angle. Look at that backwards facing pass that my opponent made. Take a touch. Pass there. Pass. Do a 1-2. We did a through ball, and the reason why I did a through ball there is because there's loads of space in front of me. If there wasn't loads of space, I would never. See how I barely use a through ball? Like, I'll show you where you wouldn't use the through ball. So like here, let's say I get the pass. Oh, unfortunately the pass went out of play there. Corner if I'm not mistaken. Ball on the outside for a second. So where I wouldn't do a through ball, for example, would be like, for example, like here. We got away with that one there, honestly, because of the way my opponent defended that. But if you do a through ball there, your ball is just going to go in front of the player like that, and you can lose it. You rather have the ball go to the feet, that way you can take a touch and clear the defender with a touch away. Just going to make a pass, run back here. Again, don't worry too much about the defending. I think that shouldn't be a foul. I hope it's not. Oh, it is. Might be a red card. Oh dear, it is a red card. It's fine. What we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick substitute. So we're going to just move the goalkeeper here. Left analog stick and then right analog to the dive. Take a risk. Bam. Nice goal. Misjudged that. That's fine. We're just going to go here. We're just going to take off this player. And because we got a red card, in fact, might be better to show you. We're just going to put a striker in over there. And then there is we're just going to put someone over here. We've got Alaba on the bench. We got Alaba as left back. I wouldn't recommend playing Alaba there. We're just going to sub on any left back and we're just going to put Alaba in the middle. Simple as that. Nothing too much. Again, we're just going to take a touch away. Formation has changed to the right formation. Do a 1-2. See that player makes a run in behind? That's how you create that space. That 1-2. That player makes a run. Then we can do a through ball because there's space in front of him over there. We're going to do a regular pass to his feet and then we're going to take a shot. We got a bit unlucky. We almost scored there. If that touch cleared him a bit better, we would have taken him for a goal very easily. Take a touch away. Then once you get better at the game, you can do it faster. So you'd be like, here, I got the ball. Marquinhos, my defender. Don't really want to lose the ball with him. Really, the formation hasn't even changed yet, so we're just waiting for it to change. The ball there with Valverde. Pass upwards. Get the pass there. 1-2. Take a touch. Through ball because there's space in front of me. It was tight space. A regular pass would have worked there. But it's only because the defender was clear there. You see that? There was no defender near me. Regular pass. 1-2. Through ball because there's space in front of me there. And that should have been a regular pass. Sometimes the game likes to assist the passes. So you can see I did a regular X pass there. People always ask me, is that because the game is broken? The game thinks it's trying to help you by forcing the pass. Unfortunately, there's no way to turn that feature off. It's generally the most irritating feature in FIFA. But if you do a regular pass inside the final third and the game does a through ball like that, there's honestly nothing you can do about that. But it shouldn't affect most of you guys anyway. Especially if you're not used to the basics, don't worry about that too much. See here, take a touch away. Kind of ran into me, got away with it. Again, just excuse the defending. Don't worry about the defending too much. I'm gonna run, cut him off, defend the angle towards goal. Another free kick. That's a bit unfortunate. Again, we're just gonna focus just on the touches here, guys. Don't worry too much about the gameplay. Don't worry too much about why am I not doing X or why am I not defending this properly. Just focus on when I have the ball. Again, take a touch here. And what I'm doing on a higher level is I'm looking at the radar. Obviously on the higher level it's a bit different. So what I'm doing over here is, and that is an example of manual lob passing. Your lob passes won't miss like that, but I wouldn't recommend the manual setting either. But that's just an example of it. Again, we're not going to talk about lob passing too much in this video. Again, do 1-2s, 1-2s. See Mbappe making a run. Can we make that pass? No, we can't. Can we make that pass? Can we make a pass to Neymar though? We can. Regular pass, regular touch. Been unlucky. The ball nearly went through. Now you see that pass to Mbappe? You know why I didn't make it? It's because I know he wouldn't get the ball because my opponent's defender was in front of him. And that will come in the later video to do with positioning. Again, we held the run button just a bit too long there. Mistake on my end. And you can see I lost the ball there. Take a touch away. That was a ball roll. That was done out of habit, to be honest. See, when I press the run button, I'm trying to press it when I'm safe. See, I took a touch away there, kept the ball safe. Mbappe's there, take a touch and took a shot. Now, you see with that example, I got the ball Ronaldo. A lot of players there would decide to go forward, but you see with just skip back 10 seconds, I went backwards with Ronaldo, made a pass and then recycled the play. That's the key difference between someone who's in the top tier elite division and someone that I would say is in just on the edge or the cusp of elite, even like division 10 really. It's more about timing. It's doing the basics very well. Again, take a touch. Then you can use the butterfly wings, which is the 1-2 backwards. I got to time it to perfection. There we go. Again, that was a ball roll. You can do that like this. The right analog sits to the player's left over to the player's right. Again, I don't want to go with the ball roll. This is more of an advanced level, but just in case you're wondering what it is. Just flick the left analog stick here, you see that? If I can't go forward, you just recycle the ball. That's it. Back to the CDMs, recycle the ball. Gonna wait. Of course you can do a 1-2 with your CDM, but then if you do that, yes, Valverde goes forward, but if I lose the ball now, let's say like that, I only got one CDM. So you got to be very careful about doing a 1-2 or bringing a player going forward. That's what I wanted to say to you. You can see didn't really face the player there. Quick 1-2. Way, make a regular pass, let him panic a little bit, and then take a shot. That should have been a goal. Finishing this big-ish at the moment, but you see, for example, like that, let him panic, let him make the mistake. Just switching between these players here. I'm looking at the radar, by the way. That's how I'm seeing these players. In case people always wonder, how do you know where to read them? I'm just looking at the radar there. 1-2. Kind of make a through ball. It won't go through. I know it won't go through, so I'm not going to make that pass. Wait. Through ball because loads of space there. 1-2. Get the ball to Neymar's feet. Take a touch and take a shot. I normally overplay things, so I'm going to try to just take a touch and then just take a shot. The referee should be blowing the whistle now. Yeah, I have a general habit of just overplaying things. It's more of a personal habit. So effectively, don't worry too much about overplaying things. A lot of players, they actually underplay things, so I'll say don't worry about that too much. Again, we go into the second half. Now, a good way of seeing it is look at the pass accuracy between myself and my opponent. You can see on the bottom left, the pass accuracy I got 91%, 96 dribble success rate. Have a look at my opponent, 77 dribble success rate, and he's got 82 pass accuracy. If you can keep your pass accuracy above 95, even better, but you have to take risks in the final third. You can't just sit there and pass the ball all the time. That I understand. So I'm not asking you for 100% pass accuracy because you have to take a risk. A touch away. 1-2 backwards. And if you watch even if you watch my last year's videos or the year before, or even if you watch my FIFA 20 videos, watch how it never changes the basics. It always remains the exact same. People always wonder this every year. But the basics, they never change. Even if you watch my FIFA 20 videos, go watch my FIFA 20 videos and you'll be shocked to know that what I'm doing here, maybe there's a slight things here and there that's changed. But the basics, they never ever change. Remember, once you learn the basics, you never have to learn them again. Through ball over space in front of me. Take a touch away there. Get the ball around. Maybe overplay that, but still, it's fine. Take a touch into the space. Take a touch again. Let him panic. See? Let him panic. See, look how he's running forward. Most players are going to run towards you like you do it. Just trust yourself with the ball. That's why I say practice this in rivals, where you don't really worry too much. Let's say you've already reached your objective, or even your foot champs games, you've already reached the rank that you want. Just practice. Nice play for my opponent. He took a touch there away. That's why it was very successful for him. I committed forward and he kept the ball safe. Wait. Go 1-2 now. Can I make a pass Ronaldo? No, I can't. Can I make a pass here? Ronaldo's in front. Yes, I can, even though it's a bit risky. But I took that risk because that ball went through. I would have been fine to go through there. The ball away, take a touch away, take a touch downwards there. Bit of a risky pass, but I think it'll work out. Doing a through ball only because there's space in front of him. Going to do a regular pass to Mbappe. Take a touch, keep the ball safe. Again, we're just overplaying this now deliberately more than anything. I don't really want him to leave. I don't want to really record this in another, make this 3 clips. I thought I'd show you a live example. Wasn't facing that player. Kind of got away with it. Good run and Josh with Kante there though to get that ball. I believe his controller's run out of battery. No, it hasn't. Nice, took a touch away. Nice, took a touch away. And that's why I say in the final third, if you're ever like in a struggle, go back and watch some of these videos. You know, it's a good way to refresh. You know, people like to, I only learned this recently. A lot of people, they go back and they watch the basics like every single week, which I'm not saying you have to. But a lot of people, I say, you know, if you're playing bad or you're having a bad spell, watch this video back and ask yourself, are you actually doing what I'm saying? Always think my voice back in my head. Are you actually doing what I'm telling you to do? That's the way you got to think about it. Take a touch away. He's going to come around me. He's rotating the ball. 1-2. Safe. Loads of space there. Take a touch. And Ronaldo just stepped forward there as I wanted to pass to Ronaldo's feet. Nice pass. Going to run to where the ball's going to be. Got a bit unlucky. Not going to panic. Get the ball out. Take a touch away. Touch away. We're going to run here forward because we've got space in front of us. But we know we can't beat this guy in front. So we're going to do a 1-2 around him. Wait. Timing is everything. We can't really do anything here. So we're going to take a touch backwards. Take a touch forward this time. Bit of deception because we've always gone back every single time. But there was space in front of us. Bit unlucky there. Good defending from my opponent. And you can see, because he lost the ball in a dangerous position, I was able to counter him. And that is why it's so important to not lose the ball by doing a silly play. Was there a need for him to do a roulette pass and give the ball away? I guarantee a lot of the goals that you guys concede are because of things like this. Giving the ball away in silly positions. If you just kept the ball safe, you know, if you take a risk and do a roulette pass in the final third, then that's fine. But don't do a roulette pass, or don't do something like this, or you know, like that. There's no need to do this. If you want to do this in the final third, then fine. Especially not if you're drawing. Like if you want to take a roulette pass here or like that, okay, fine. You're in a final third. And if you lose the ball, you've got the whole area to defend with. Take a touch there. Gonna overplay a little bit here and go for a little chip. And we missed. Tried to go for a little cheeky chip there. As an example. Again, same thing. Shouldn't have passed the ball to me because that play wasn't clear. I threw ball loads of space in front of me. I know he's going to catch up to me, or he didn't because he ran into me. I'm also trying to cut the passing lanes out. I'm playing a bit aggressive here, but I'm trying to cut the pass. Like you can see, I can feel the pressure. You see that? Take a touch away. Avoid the pressure. That was more of a mistake on my end. I made the pass. I deserve to concede that goal. To be honest, I don't really need the win either. To be honest, and maybe it's a good thing. I normally try to record these gameplays in like the higher divisions, but not elite, because you see the elite division, realistically, the basics never change, but it doesn't give me time to explain exactly what I'm doing because the game happens very fast paced. But if you look at some of the gameplay without me actually explaining things, you'll see the elite gameplay. But people are always shocked to know like, what's the difference between someone in like the higher, really high elite division and like division 10? It's honestly just doing the basics very well. You've got a few players that are in elite division by abusing mechanics and they do half of the basics very well, but most of the time they don't do it the correct way. Regular pass, look, Neymar just stands there, you see that? Look, regular pass, Neymar's doing nothing. But if I do a 1-2, oh, Neymar's now making a run. Now I can pass the ball into him into a forward position. You see the difference there? I'm just going to miss this deliberately now. I was going to do a high-powered finesse shot. And I believe he doesn't mind taking the draw either. But yeah, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. It's another one, a passing variation, but I hope it's give you a bit of an insight of how to pass and how to maneuver the ball. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. As usual, take it easy. Don't forget to practice this. Only move on once you've got the habit. These are the two most important things. The one before this, the touch and passing. Only move on once you got the basics right. It's very, very important. You practice this, and if you ever struggle, always come back to this video, or these videos should I say. Thanks for watching guys, and of course, catch you next time.